asked me to delete the messages that proved we existed. We only lived behind locked doors, and in words I could not keep. You promised that one day we would no longer have to hide. I believed our hidden love was only hidden for a while, so I accepted every silence and waited for that day. Then you ended what we had and left me nowhere to place it. You made me grieve in secret. I lost you without being known. I could not name my heartbreak to anyone who cared for me. You left a wound I could not explain, and no recognized loss to mourn. You made me grieve in secret. My friends saw I stopped eating and noticed I was not sleeping, but I could not tell them why, because they never knew about us. You continued your public life as though nothing had happened, while I carried the ending of something no one had seen. You could return to being seen. I had to hide what losing meant. You made me grieve in secret. I lost you without being believed. I could not name my heartbreak to anyone who cared for me. You left a wound I could not explain, and no recognized loss to mourn. You made me grieve in secret. The love was real inside me, even if no one saw it. The loss was just as deep, without anyone to witness it. I lost someone completely, with no story I could tell. You made me grieve in secret for a love no one could recognize. I could not share my heartbreak because our life had stayed hidden. You continued as if nothing happened, while I mourned what no one knew. You made me grieve in secret. We had hidden what we loved. I stayed hidden when I lost you. I spent the day alone and never feel lonely. I read in a quiet apartment and cooked with no one there. I listened to the music and let the hours pass peacefully. The rooms never felt empty, the silence never felt unkind. I had the day to myself, and I was comfortable alone. Then you walked through the door, and loneliness entered with you. I wasn't lonely until you came home, until you walked right past me. You were close enough to touch, but never noticed I was there. The apartment felt less empty when I had it to myself. I wasn't lonely until you came home. You never looked up at me as you walked through the apartment. You spent the evening scrolling while I sat beside you. There was almost no space between us, but I had never felt farther. Your body shared the room, your attention stayed somewhere else. Being beside someone you love can feel emptier than being alone. I wasn't lonely until you came home, until you stopped seeing me. You were close enough to touch, but never noticed I was there. The apartment felt less empty when I had it to myself. I wasn't lonely until you came home. Loneliness is not always absence or spending the day alone. Sometimes it is sitting close to someone who no longer looks, being near enough to touch you only showed how far you were. I wasn't lonely until you came home, until your closeness felt like absence. You were close enough to touch and still did not notice me. I felt less alone without you than sitting there beside you. I wasn't lonely until you came home. You sat beside me all evening, and I had never felt so alone. When to lower my voice before I noticed I had changed. I stopped seeing certain friends and dressed the way you preferred. I stayed quiet through disagreements so nothing would disturb the peace. I gave up music I loved, and every change felt small. I thought if nothing upset you, you would have no reason to leave. But after all I gave away, you still could not understand me. I stayed until I disappeared. I removed what you disliked. I changed to keep us peaceful, but you still found me difficult. I was so afraid you would leave. I never saw who I was losing. I stayed until I disappeared. laughing loudly with friends. The woman there looked so familiar, but I barely knew her face. She wore what made her happy and never softened how she felt. I watched the person I had been before I changed to make you stay. I had protected us from conflict by becoming someone I could not recognize. I stayed until I disappeared. I stayed until I disappeared. I removed what you disliked. I changed to keep you beside me, but you still found me difficult. I was so afraid you would leave. I never saw who I was losing. I stayed until I disappeared. I thought losing you would break me, so I gave up more each time. But while I guarded your place, mine was slowly left behind. You never had to disappear, because I disappeared for you. I stayed until I disappeared. I removed what you disliked. I changed until I barely knew the woman laughing on that screen. I was so afraid you would leave that I became the one who vanished. I stayed until I disappeared. I watched myself laughing loudly and wondered where that woman went. I sat in the waiting room alone, still hoping you would walk in. I scheduled every counseling session, planned quiet dinners for us. I wrote down what we needed to ask. You always said that you would come. Then you arrived late or forgot, and when you came, you stayed silent. I called your presence an effort, because the truth hurt too much. I kept us moving by myself and thought that meant we were alive. I was the only one still trying. You agreed but never followed through. I carried every conversation while you had nothing left to say. I could keep us functioning, but I could not keep us alive. I was the only one still trying. You missed our final appointment. You never called to explain. I watched the time move past us with no answer from you. For once I stopped making excuses for what you would not give. Your absence made me understand what your presence let me deny. You could sit beside me quietly and still leave me fighting alone. I was the only one still trying. You agreed but never followed through. I carried every conversation while you had nothing left to say. I kept the two of us functioning, but I could not keep us alive. I was the only one still trying. One person can arrange the healing and ask the questions that matter. One person can hold things together until they almost look alive. But love cannot survive when only one person tries. I was the only one still trying. You agreed but never truly came. I carried every conversation until the silence answered me. I had kept us functioning, but I could not keep us alive. I was the only one still trying. I stayed in that waiting room and finally saw I was alone. We celebrated my father's recovery. You forgot to come. For years I explained your absences to everyone who cared for me. I said you were working late or carrying too much inside. I called you misunderstood and bad at showing affection. I gave your distance kinder reasons than you ever gave me. I protected how they saw you, while you never protected my feelings. The day I stopped defending you, I heard the truth without excuses. You had been absent for years and I had softened every reason. The ending did not start when you left. It started when I stopped explaining. The day I stopped defending you. Then you forgot that dinner, celebrating my father's recovery. My sister asked me quietly why I still protected you when you never protected me. I opened my mouth to answer, but every excuse I had used was one I no longer believed. For once I let your absence mean exactly what it meant. The day I stopped defending you, I faced the truth without excuses. You had been absent for years and I had softened every reason. The ending did not start when you left. It started when I stopped explaining. The day I stopped defending you. I thought my reasons kept us safe, but they only cover what hurt. The moment I could not believe them, I could finally see us clearly. Our ending began inside me before either of us left. The day I stopped defending you, I let the truth remain unchanged. You had been absent for years while I made each absence kinder. Our ending began in that moment when I had no excuse to offer. The day I stopped defending you, I opened my mouth believed came out. First, if I wanted to know anything else, for months I questioned every change. I asked what happened to us. I wondered if someone else had entered what we once had. I asked if anything could have kept us from ending, but every answer you gave me contradicted the one before. Your explanations controlled my nights, but never gave me something true. I had nothing left to ask, no answer could restore my trust. I had followed every explanation and ended further from the truth. Understanding why you changed could not return what I had lost. I had nothing left to ask. At our final meeting, you waited for one more question from me. I looked at the person whose reasons once kept me awake, but none of them mattered now. They could not undo the damage. For once I needed nothing from what you might explain. I did not have to understand you to know that I could move forward. I had nothing left to ask, no answer could restore my trust. I had followed every explanation and ended further from the truth. Understanding all your reasons could not return what I had lost. I had nothing left to ask. My silence was not forgiveness. It did not make things right. It meant you changing answers no longer controlled my nights. I could leave without understanding what you never made clear. I had nothing left to ask. Your answers could not restore trust. I no longer needed explanations to take another step without you. Understanding you was not required for me to finally move forward. I had nothing left to ask. I left without another question and let your answer stay with you. Everything is fine, we said, and smiled for everyone. Whenever our friends asked about us, we gave the same reply. We said it over dinner and repeated it in the car. Even when we spoke alone, we kept calling everything fine. Neither of us asked further or said what we both feared. That word kept us from speaking, but never kept us together. We said fine until it ended, and hid behind that word. It covered every quiet problem we were too afraid to name. We called the silence reassurance, while honesty disappeared between us. We said fine until it ended. Our meals remained untouched, our plans were always cancelled. At night we faced opposite walls and never turned toward each other. We knew one honest conversation might confirm what we both feared, so we repeated that answer until you finally left. We thought avoiding the truth could stop the truth from happening. We said fine until it ended, and lived inside that word. It covered every quiet problem we were too afraid to name. We called the silence reassurance, while honesty disappeared between us. We said fine until it ended. Fine was never reassurance. It was the lie we shied away to end each question before the truth could answer. By the time you finally left, nothing honest remained between us. We said fine until it ended, and made that lie our answer. It covered what was breaking until we had no truth to name. We called avoidance reassurance, then you left without more pretending. We said fine until it ended. We said everything was fine until there was nothing left to say. You called it giving up. Each time I thought of leaving, you reminded me what we survived and how long we had lasted. You said I gave up easily whenever I could not keep going. I stayed to make our years matter and carried all the emotional work, while you changed nothing between us. I tried enough for both of us. I thought ending what we had would erase everything before it. You made leaving feel like failure, like staying proved our years mattered. I carried what you left untouched and called the weight commitment. I thought walking away meant I had failed to save us. You made leaving feel like failure. When I finally walked away, the guilt followed me for months. I questioned whether one more effort could have changed what we became. I measured leaving against our history and blamed myself for choosing it, even after I stopped caring 'cause I carried what you called me. Then I understood our history did not require my sacrifice. You made leaving feel like failure, like staying kept our years meaningful. I carried what you left untouched and called the weight commitment. I thought walking away meant I had failed to save us. You made leaving feel like failure. Leaving did not mean I failed or make our years mean nothing. I could not keep our history alive by sacrificing who I was. Walking away only proved I could no longer carry everything. You made leaving feel like failure, but staying asked me to disappear. I carried what you never changed until I could not carry more. Walking away did not mean I had failed to save us. You made leaving feel like failure. Our years still meant something, I just could not live for them. We met again in the same park a year after I stopped waiting. I was ready for a future. You needed freedom from one. You said you needed more time to understand who you were. I asked you to choose me and hoped your answer might change, but every day without certainty made waiting harder to survive. I could not stay unfinished while you decided what you wanted. We loved on different timelines. I was ready before you were. You needed time to find yourself. I needed you to choose me. Our feelings were always real. They just arrived at different moments. We loved on different timelines. A year later you came back, certain in the ways I needed. You brought the commitment I wanted when I no longer lived without it. I had learned to move forward and how to live without you. You became ready for our future after I had left it behind. You finally gave me your answer when it could no longer change mine. We loved on different timelines. You were ready when I had moved on. You took your time to find yourself. I learned to live without you. Our feelings were always real. They just arrived at different moments. We loved on different timelines. There was no lie between us and no feeling we could blame. I wanted you when you needed distance. You wanted me after I changed. Love was never what we lacked. We only missed the same moment. We timelines. You came back certain and committed. I had become someone who knew how to keep living without you. Our feelings were always real, but they never arrived together. We loved on different timelines. In the park where I once asked, we finally chose at different times. Your shampoo stayed empty. I left it there for you. I start reminding you of appointments. I start replacing what ran out. When you came home late again, I no longer waited awake. I left each habit quietly and wondered when you would ask. I thought you might see the difference before I had nothing left. But every small thing I stopped doing only made your life more comfortable. You never noticed I was leaving. I disappeared one habit at a time. I waited for one question, but you never asked what changed. Weeks passed without your concern, while I faded beside you. You never noticed I was leaving. Then you finally saw the boxes and called my decision sudden. You looked at what I had packed as if that were the beginning. But I had been leaving for weeks, and every care I stopped giving. You only saw my departure when it changed something for you. You did not miss me disappearing. You noticed what became inconvenient. Never noticed I was leaving. I disappeared one habit at a time. I waited for one question, but you only asked when I packed. Weeks passed without your concern, while I faded beside you. You never noticed I was leaving. You thought leaving meant the boxes. You thought it happened all at once, but I had gone in quiet pieces, right there beside you every day. You noticed only when my absence has something different of you. You never noticed I was leaving until my leaving affected you. I had disappeared in small ways you never cared enough to see. Weeks passed without your concern, then the boxes made it real. You never noticed I was leaving. You called the ending sudden. I knew it had taken weeks. I placed my keys down softly and watched your face for change. I measured the volume of my voice and timed every question carefully. The smallest mistake could change you for the rest of the evening. I learned to notice every mood before I said what I needed. Even ordinary moments felt like something I could ruin. I called the quiet peace while fear kept creating it. I became careful around you. Every word needed permission. Every movement felt too loud. When your mood could turn so cold, I lived each day believing one mistake could break the peace. I became careful around you. I rehearsed ordinary sentences before I spoke them aloud. Whenever you seemed pleased, I felt relief instead of love. Then one night I noticed strangers made me feel more relaxed than I ever felt beside you. Inside my own home, the place meant to hold affection had taught me to stay alert. I became careful around you. Every word needed rehearsing. Every movement felt too loud. When your mood could turn so cold, I lived each day believing one mistake could break the peace. I became careful around you. Affection should not require watching every step I take. Peace should not depend on never doing something wrong. I should not feel safer beside strangers than with you. I became careful around you until caution felt ordinary. Every movement carried the fear that your mood might turn cold. What we called peace depended on me never making mistakes. I became careful around you. I relaxed among strangers, then returned home and watched every step.